Hello, welcome again to another special edition of Constituency Watch on Joy News, your election headquarters. My name is Nia Kofi Smartabe. Now, yesterday on the show, we looked back on the results of the parliamentary elections which were recently held, with specific focus on the big names who will no longer be returning to Parliament, and we also looked at the new entrants and what worked the magic for them. Tonight, we zero in on the female aspirants who contested last week's parliamentary polls. 134 of them, but only 29 have managed to secure seats in Parliament. It is indeed the highest female representation in Parliament since the first Parliament was constituted in 1960. When we return, I will give you details of female representation in Parliament right from the First Republic till the fifth Parliament of the Fourth Republic, which is just wrapping up. Stay with us. This is Constituency Watch. Back to Constituency Watch live on the Joy News channel on Multi-TV. Now, I promised to give you a rundown of female representation in Parliament over the years. So let's go. Now, during the First Republic, that's from 1960 to 66, there were 10 women in Parliament, and they were all from the CPP. In the Parliament of the Second Republic, that is from 1969 to 72, there were only 2 women, Tedam Catherine Katumi of the Progress Party and Akambo Dipo from the National Alliance of Liberals. The Parliament of the Third Republic, that's 1979 to 81, had 5 women in Parliament, 4 from the People's National Party and 1 from the Action Congress Party. And the first Parliament of the Fourth Republic, that's from 1992 to 96, had 16 women in Parliament, 2 independent candidates, 2 from the National Convention Party and 12 from the National Democratic Congress. Now, the second Parliament of the Fourth Republic, that's from 1996 to 2000, had 19 females, 3 from the New Patriotic Party and 16 from the National Democratic Congress. And the third Parliament of the Fourth Republic, 2000 to 2004, still had 19 female MPs. This time, 10 of them were from the NPP, whilst the remaining 9 were from the NDC. The fourth Parliament of the Fourth Republic saw an increase in female representation in Parliament. It moved up to 25 females who were elected. 20 of them were from the NPP and 5 were from the NDC. And now the fifth Parliament of the Fourth Republic, which will be dissolved soon, has 18 female MPs. 5 of them are from the NDC, 12 are from the NPP, and 1 from the Convention People's Party. Of course, you know that is Samia Yaba Nkrumah. Now, the 6th Parliament of the Fourth Republic, which will be sworn in on January 7, 2013, will have the highest number of female MPs in Ghana's history, 30 in all. Shortly, I'll give you the list of some of the 30 women who will be sworn into the next Parliament. But let me introduce my studio guest to you. He is Frank Boja. He is the Programs Manager in for Governance at WildF. Good evening, Frank, and thank you for joining us. Okay, let me just quickly wrap up the women who we are expecting in Parliament, then we can begin the discussion with Frank here in the studio. Now, in the Ashanti region, at least we have Amapoma Andor of the NPP. She's represented the Jabin constituency. Elizabeth Ajiman, an incumbent NPP MP for Ofori Krom. Patricia PJ, also of the NPP, is representing Asokwa. Grace Ado of the NPP will be representing Manso Nkwanta. In the Bongahafo region, Frida Prempe of the NPP will be representing Tano North, and Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiu of the NDC is representing Tano South. In the Central region, Hannah Sewatete of the NDC is representing Ewutu Senya West. Rachel Florence Apo of the NDC is representing Gomoa East. Queen Star Pokua Soya of the NDC is going for Agona East. Georgina Nkrumah Aboa of the NDC is representing Isukuma Odobem Brakwa. That is the former seat of PC Apia Ofori. In the Eastern region, Abena Osei Asari of the NPP will be representing Etiwa East. Esther Obengdapa of the NPP Ibrim. Gifty Clenham of the NPP will be representing Lower West Achim. In the Greater Accra region, Sarah Adjoa Safo of the NPP is representing Domikwabinya. Arina Toshi Ado of an incumbent NPP MP for Tema West is still back in Parliament. Benita Sena Okitidua from the NDC will be representing the Lejukuku constituency. Esla Wusu of the NPP will be representing Ablikuma West. Elizabeth Kwacho Tewiasaki of the NPPs representing Okankwe North, and Shele Yakobuche, also of the NPP representing Anyaso Tum in the Northern region. Mary Salifu Boforo, an incumbent NDC MP, is back again for Savalugu. In the Volta region, Benis Adiku Hello of the NDC is representing Hohoi. Juliana Azuma Mensa of the NDC is representing Agotima Ziope. Helen Ajoa Ntoso of the NDC is representing Karachi West. In the Western region, Gifty Eugenia Kusi is representing Takwa Inswaim again. We have a slide for you of we're showing those who were able to make it and those who were not able to make it. Of course, those are the new entrants there on your screen. But let me start with you. Let me come back to you, Frank. 30 women in all now. It's the highest we have in our history in Ghana. I recall, I think America had about 20-something recently in their Senate, and they were super excited. Should we also be overly excited that we have 30 women finally going to Parliament?
Yeah, it's a good result. We are happy, particularly those of us working in the area of women's participation in politics. But still, in terms of percentage, it is low because the MDG target for 2015 is 30% representation of women. That is the minimum threshold. And now we've not been able to achieve it because this is the last major election before 2015.
Exactly.
So we will not be able to achieve the target in Parliament. But I want to correct some few discrepancies. In the 1960 Parliament, we have 10. By 1962, we had 19 women. So by the time Nkrumah was overthrown, there were 19 women in Parliament.
Okay, well, that was the official figures we had from the EC's website.
Yes, that was by election, but there was a special measure
allotment for
that they had to do, use electoral college to get 9.
So the 2 we had, the EC has on their website, were those who were elected.
The 10 were the special measure, but 9 of them contested the election and won. In addition to the 10, so there were 19 in Parliament over 104. So I think that was the highest percentage of 18.3% as against the current one. Even the current one is just 10.9%. 10.9 of the total membership for Parliament. But at that time, a Parliament of 104, and we had 19 women. It means that it was a large number then than even today.
Okay.
And then also the current number is not 18, it is 19. But when the elections were conducted on 7th December 2008, 20 of them won. But one lost, we lost one. She died. May her soul rest in peace, perfect peace. The name was Doris Sedu from the Chereponi constituency. Okay. She lost her life in July 2009, and unfortunately, when the by-election was conducted, she was replaced by a man, and so we were left with 19 currently in Parliament. But in place of her in the northern region, we could not get anyone to replace. But thank God, the 30 that you are mentioning, this is the first time that we have women representing every region since 2000. Okay. In a sense that the Upper East did not have one since 2008 because Chigabatia was out, and the Upper West did not have until 2008 when this woman, Honorable Hajia Salifu, no, Hajia Dubie Alassane, was elected as the MP for Sisala East. During the primaries, she lost, and she lost to a woman, so she has been replaced by a woman. But the Brona Hafo region has also not had MP, a woman MP, since 2000. Okay. Yes, I think Esther Nyamiche was there, and when she lost, nobody came from the vote, the distance, or the Brona Hafo region. But I want to say that in this election, at least we have 2 women representing the Tano North, that is Frida Prempe, and Tano South,
Dr.
Hannah Bisiu. And so there is improvement. If you go to the central region, before we entered the election, there was one woman, Elizabeth Amwatete, of the Chifu Timokwa constituency, and also the current Deputy Minister for Education. She lost the primaries, but interestingly enough, we have 5 women replacing her. So I believe that the central region did very well.
They have, I think by far they have the highest number of women.
No, it's Greater Accra region. Yeah,
okay.
but they did very well because if they went, and many of them were able to beat incumbent MP to come into the parliament. Yeah. So PC appeal for the constituency, Honorable Georgina Nkrumah. If you go to Agona East, for instance, it was in the hands of a man. Queen Star was able to take him off. But the Volta region also has interesting story. You know, they had 2 women, one Akwa Danswa and then Juliana Zuma Mensah. Akwa Danswa lost the primaries, but the Volta region has also replaced her with 3 other women, in addition to Azuma Mensah. So they are 4 now. And then the Asante region also went into the election with 3 women, but one lost the primaries, or did not contest at all. She did not contest at all.
That was the independent.
Cecilia Adapa.
Okay, and then there was an independent former MP.
Yes,
Hilda. She had to step down.
Yes. So she did not contest at all. But now they have 4 women from the region. Apart from that, if you come to Greater Accra region, we had 4 of them in parliament. One did not contest at all. That is Frima Osei-Opare. Did not contest at all. Elizabeth Saki of the Okankwe North lost the primaries when the constituency was won. When it was divided into 2, she was brought back and she won. I think it is a plus for her to stage a comeback and winning the election. But they have 8 women in parliament going to the next parliament, increased by almost 50, is it 100% or 50%? 4 more, because there were 4 and now 4 again.
Yes, so,
when we go to the eastern region, one woman lost the primaries, that is Bibi Boatin. So there were 3 and still have been able to maintain the 3. If we go to the western region, that is where we lost. We lost in the sense that we had 3 women in the current parliament, but unfortunately we have lost 2. Katrina Feku and then Samia Yaba Nkrumah.
So Gifty is the only one standing?
Gifty is the only one who won. Though there are other women who also contested with her actually in that particular constituency, and another woman at Anastasia at the Prestia Huni Valley. So and apart from the MPP and NDC, there are other women, and I want to say that the success rate for women. Okay, so
those are, sorry to cut you, but those are the, some of those who have lost and are not going back to Parliament. That's Samia Nkrumah, CPP's Lone Ranger in Parliament. And now sadly the CPP has no representation at all. And then that's Catherine Afeku of the NPP. She was in the Value Jura constituency, but she's also not going back to Parliament.
It is a loss in the sense that the Western region was the only region that did not gain. The rest were able to maintain or gain,
add on to,
and the gain was huge, actually.
And those are some experienced politicians or MPs who are coming back on Atete. Elizabeth Saki, we just spoke about, then Gifty Eugenia Kusi, and then Natoshi of Tema West constituency. And then we have Juliana Azuma Mensah, who's coming back, Clena Gifty in the eastern for the eastern region. Okay.
And I think it's a good result. The success rate I was talking about is that in terms of the success rate, the women who contested were 133, not 34.
No, 133, okay.
The 133, 30 sailed through. And so if you calculate in terms of percentage, success rate, they have 25%, 0.9. But the men, were
1,199
and 245 won. In terms of success rate for the men, it is just 20%. So you could see that despite the fact that the women are not many, the success rate for the women was higher than the men.
But could we have had more women than 133 contesting? Was it possible to have had that?
We could have had more.
So how come we didn't get that?
We couldn't get it because, you know, we did analysis of the 2008 elections to see how did the women fare. And the result was that one key thing that came out of the survey was that people want to vote for strong parties. People want to vote for strong parties. And the NDC and MPP combined produced 44 women. And out of these 44 women, 31. So you could see that it is a good result for the two in terms of the success rate. For instance, NDC has increased its number by 180% from 5 to 14. And then MPP, they have increased theirs by 23% from 13 now in Parliament to 16. So you could see that if we were to get more of them to contest on the ticket of these two strong parties, we will have had more women than what we have currently.
Sorry to come back. Is it that they did not heed to the many calls to give their safe seats to women? Is that why we didn't get that many women contesting?
The parties, since there's no law, actually...
yeah, because it was just a matter of lobbying.
Lobbying. Yeah. Since there is no law that will force them to do that, I believe that they are also looking at how will I win? What if I put somebody there, will I win? And they want their success more than just putting a woman or a man there. But the other aspect is that there are 20 new women in Parliament. I'm telling you for the fact, there are 20 new women in the next Parliament, in the sense that out of the 19 women in Parliament today, 7 did not contest. Some lost through the primaries, some voluntarily did not contest at all. And so we went into the election with 12 incumbent contesting, 2 lost.
And 10
are back. So if you look at the whole thing, that is why we say it is a success. For 20 new women to win and come to Parliament, it's a big plus for the Ghanaian electorate, in the sense that I believe that they have also taken the campaign that women can do it, and I believe you saw what the women's group were doing, supporting every woman from the running mate, Ivaloko, Sherita, Kumakuma Sapoma, Helen Matevi of PNC, and then to Nana Kunedu, and then Ekwa Donko. We went to Nana Kunedu's inauguration in Kumasi, the Congress in Kumasi, to give our full support to her. And I think this is the opportunity for the women's group also, that we shouldn't stay back and just push them to do it. When they go onto the platform, we should be there to support them openly, so that we give confidence to people that these women have the capability to provide some kind of leadership for Ghana.
But some have suggested that you don't, the women's activists or groups shouldn't wait for the women to go before you support them. You should also start psyching them up, if for want of a better way, psyching them up to want to be there, because left to them alone, most of them, they'll just sit back. They probably have the potential to do it, but they would rather sit back and wait and watch things unfold, when probably if you all come together and work with them hand in hand, then they would be more willing to
I think your suggestion is good, but we have done something different, particularly World of Feeder Ghana, Gender Center, and then the Hunger Project. We had a project called We Know Politics, which we implemented, and we are still running in a way. We established what you call Coalition of Women in Governance in the constituencies and districts that women are either MPs or DCs. And I want to tell you, for the fact that the woman who stood at Esikmo-Adobin constituency, that is where PCRPR for his current MP. She contested in 2004, she contested 2008. But we were working there since 2010 and providing this group with knowledge to support women, and they were all over the district, all over the constituencies campaigning for her. Sisara is where the woman has won the Ali Jata. We are also there, and we are in Savaligu also doing this kind of work. And since 2000, we even campaigned for the these assembly members, and from there we started working towards getting more women into parliament. So we were strategically on the ground than just being at the national level. We came to the national level only a few months to the main election, but we went to the ground. And in fact, But
what is the feedback you get from the ground where you're working?
Oh, I think those who lost, we knew they were going to lose.
See, that's where also
yes, we knew yes, those who lost knew they were going to lose.
Not
and those who
politics.
No, those who won, we knew they were going to win. And the feedback from the people is that, this woman is doing well. She has done it. She has contested, but this time we are going to vote for her.
So those who you knew were going to lose, what, for instance, were the factors working against them? Oh,
one is your presence in the constituency.
Okay.
You need to be there and also understand the dynamics of the constituency. You know, things are changing very fast because of you, the media, helping us all over the country. And if you go to every constituency, every district, now in the rural areas, they have something we call local FM. They have mounted some public address system, and they've connected it to radio. So everything is broadcast in the community. And knowledge has improved. Among the electorate. They discuss all the issues, whether it is free education or quality education, they know about it. If you go to the market centers, the radio, the TVs are there, they are listening, they are viewing, whilst undertaking their economic activities. So knowledge has improved. And so if you are not present, if your contribution in parliament is not satisfactory, they know. So I believe that, and if you have read our congratulatory message to the women, we made specific demands that they should not just go and say there, but they should be able to contribute to the debate. That is what people judge you by. They don't just look at the committee activities that you do. That is hidden. But the floor of parliament is broadcast to all of us, so everybody knows about it. So I believe that the women should be very proactive, should be assertive, and you know, 30 out of 275, your voice is not as big as the men. And if you say yeah, they say hey, yeah. And so you need to talk louder, you need to be collective as women's group or as women caucus in parliament. No division, and I believe that Tana North and Tana South is an interesting constituent area because both of them who won in the Brona region are from the same area. So
because the constituency used to be just Tano and
yes. So combine your effort and then support each other so that the next election they know the development that you have brought to the area, and the two of you could go and probably get more women to add. If you look at Ewutu Senya, East and West, one for NDC, one for MPP, just like the Brona Hafo one. So you need to combine your effort, and you should lobby. You should lobby, and also seek for information on key issues that will be raised in Parliament, so that you always contribute something, and not just there for being there sick. I believe that if we want numbers, we could put anybody there. but we want to get the best to go to parliament. That is why we line up people and vote for them. So we should be proactive, particularly those of us working in the women's group also must support them with research, documentation, and everything.
Because I was just about to ask
we
you
need to support
what sort
them.
of support do you give to them?
We provided, even World of, if I say we, I mean World of, in the past, provide some assistance to some of the women MPs by providing them with personal assistants, or research, we call them research assistants.
Okay.
Just to be doing the little things. If it is MDGs, for instance, what is it about? Where are we today or tomorrow? And then they provide a little information to them to support their argument in parliament. If it is education, they can do a bit of research for you. And then if it is about the budget, just look at the gender component of the budget. Is it favoring person with disability, women, children, men, the old age? You have to look at all those things in parliament, not just focus on the allocation to this ministry or that ministry, but you look at the benefit to everybody in the Ghanaian society. And I believe that if we are able to do that, we will get more of the women next time.
Okay, but there's always been this challenge of women, most women, or the perception generally is that women believe or think that politics is not too refined, if I can put it that way. It's too dirty a game or a business for women to get involved in. Could that also account for why we are not getting too many women volunteering to be voted for political office?
Yeah, historically,
and how are you working on that?
Yeah, historically, if you look at the 1960, before the exit of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the CPP, they came out with the affirmative action policy. We had 19 women in parliament. By 1969, when we entered another civilian regime, we had only 2 women. And then by 79, we had few of them, about 5 or something others. I'm not quite sure, but it's up 5. Now, look at the period. It was a turbulent period in the sense that coup d'etats upon coup d'etats were happening. And the women saw the maltreatment to their husbands, to they themselves who were in politics. And so it dropped the numbers down to 2, and then after 10 years, it went to 5. So you could see that women want to live in a peaceful environment. They want to live in a conducive environment to perform. So if we are looking at getting more women there, then we should also learn to be peaceful. In everything that we do, we should create a conducive environment for them. The game is rough. It had been played by men. Ghana's leadership had always been men. And if you cast your mind back, you could see that all the presidents have been men.
Exactly.
Except one time.
I was trying.
Yes, the crowd and
really
and Nana Kunedu, but unfortunately they could not pass the exam to get there. Then we also train our children. Yeah, you are the man. You see, you are the man. So
stereotyping
starting from home. I believe that if the boys who go to kitchen and the girls are probably playing football, it will be a war in the house.
But there are some houses where the rules are a bit relaxed.
And you could see that such home grow, and the children will grow to be bold, to be assertive, to have the confidence in leadership. Wherever they go, they are outspoken and outgoing. And so I will encourage our families, the Ghanaian family, to do more by educating both the girl child and the boy child to be responsible, and also try to educate them for future leadership. If we don't start from home and we want them to just grow and catch up, it will be very difficult. And so we have to reorient ourselves and also our children, so that in the future we will see more responsible boys and girls growing to become more responsible women and men, and who can take up leadership. And interesting, you could see that even the current number that has been elected, there are a lot of young ones among them. They have been assertive even in their infancy. And now they are showing that that quality they got from infancy or from childhood is growing with them. And so I want us to go that way. Ajasafo, there is a young lady from the Etiwa East. I know her to be Abna Chinebua now, Abna Osei, Asari. I think now married, so changed her name. So these are young ones, about 30, 33 years, and who have just entered parliament. If they are not assertive, and probably they have nurtured this when they were very young, and they have now exhibited that they can lead their people, and the people have also reposed some kind of confidence in them, though they are young. Just as we have voted for men who were young, this MP from the Asante region, this young man who is in MPP, Kwame something.
He's in the current.
He's in the current parliament. He entered parliament at a younger age. Kufuor himself entered parliament at the age of about 31 or 32. And we can also see some young ones being given ministerial appointment. And I think it's a good thing for all of us. But the young should also be respectful to the elderly ones. They should be proactive and do good things, or I may say that should be able to perform, so that next time when we give such position to the young ones, people will believe in them, will trust that they will deliver.
So based on the performance of the women in this just gone by elections, do we anticipate that in the 2016 polls we'll get more women coming up than the 133 we had, and more of them getting into parliament than the 30? It
is a positive thinking that we will get more women.
But it's not wishful thinking.
No, I don't want to wish, but I'm positive that they will get there. If wishes are horses, but I don't want to wish, but I want to say emphatically that there will be more women in 2016 than what we are experiencing today, because I believe that some who have tasted the election, the primaries, the main elections, and they have lost, will launch a comeback. And when they come, I believe they will perform better
than they did
this time. And apart from that, we will encourage them more, because we have seen that we need to sustain our effort. And the government of Ghana is also coming out with an affirmative action law. And I believe that this parliament, immediately they start, should call on the government to bring the bill, because the bill is already drafted, or it's at the drafting stage. They should call, because even the Constitution review says that if the new reviewed constitution comes into effect, then within 6 months to 1 year, you should pass an affirmative action law. So if that law comes, and which will help getting more women into the district assemblies, who will learn from there and aspire to the higher grounds, I believe it will help us get more women in 2016. And the last thing that I want to say on this thing is that the MDG target of 2015,
which is actually why I'm coming
30%
right now,
the 30%
you
threshold.
spoke about the MDG. You spoke about, and there are two main issues in the among the MDG goals that one would say are of key importance to maternal mortality, infant mortality, and all. So what should our women, the 30 who are going into parliament, what should be their how should they attach, what sort of importance or what level of importance should they attach to these MDGs vis-a-vis even their own representation, which we're falling short of by the MDG?
Yep.
So with the MDG as a focus, what should the women do when they get to Parliament?
I think I heard Osrawusu, for instance, yesterday, talking about some bills that are outstanding for a very long time, the spousal bill, and another one I've forgotten, the review of the interstate succession law, and then also even the right to information bill. They are all outstanding. But I believe that some of them are coming with an agenda to improve the welfare of women. And the MDGs, the maternal mortality, the infant mortality, and the rest, and especially the goal 3, which is the gender equality and women's empowerment, they need to work on it. And that is why we are talking about gender budgeting. If you are able to set target with gender at the background or at the back of your mind, I believe you could solve many of these MDG targets easily.
Okay.
Gender budget, you are providing for different categories of people. As I said earlier, you are providing for children, you are providing for women, you are providing for old age, you are providing for men, persons with disability. And if you are able to do all this and cater for them adequately, I hope within the next 3 years, before the deadline, we'll be achieving a lot. And you could see that we have been able to achieve some success in the education, the primary education target. We have been able to achieve a lot. Now the ratio is good. The only thing is that as they grow, it keeps dropping. But I believe that in few years to come, now if you go to the secondary school, there are more girls than even boys. And so the what we started in the 1990s, that send your girl child to school and all the campaign for girl child education is improving. I believe that the campaign for improved health is also improving, in the sense that nowadays people will gather people, the churches, other groups will do health walks, screening over the weekends and on holidays. So we will gradually get there, but unfortunately, we have forgotten that we have just 2 years to reach the target, and we need to accelerate the effort that we have already put in motion. And I believe that if we continue, it will help us.
Okay. All right. I have to say a big thank you to you, Frank Boja.
Thank you very much.
Frank is the Programs Manager for Governance at WILDEF, that's the Women in Law and Development in Africa. And he's joined us tonight on Constituency Watch to shed some more light on women's participation in the just ended parliamentary elections and what, of course, we expect them to do once they've entered Parliament. We are not expecting them to just sit and fold their arms. We are actually expecting them to be vocal, like 30 of them against 245 men. If they go fold their arms, then really their voices and their issues will not be addressed. And we are hoping that they will actually take a cue and do all of that. So that's it for Constituency Watch. We're finally wrapping up finally. Many thanks to you for joining us from pre-election days up till now. A big thank you to the entire production team, the regional correspondents who helped us cover the length and breadth of the country when we started this program till now. We'll say a big thank you to you out there for sticking with us throughout the period up till now. My name is Nia Kofi Smartabe. Nightly news comes up shortly. Good evening.